What's going on, guys? I'm Alex with Tech, and we are unboxing the Nokia 6.1 today, or the Nokia 2018. Interesting that they're using the point system. And this phone runs Android One, powered by Snapdragon 630 and 4 GB of RAM. And to fill out the rest of the specs, we have a 5.5-inch screen, 1080p screen though, 16:9 aspect ratio, so no 18:9 here. 60 megapixel camera that can shoot 4K, and a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So pure Android, really excited to check this out. Let's open it. So right away we see the beautiful phone. This is the Nokia 6 2018, and this is a very, at least from the looks of it, it is a very premium looking phone. For this particular price point, I am very excited about this device. The Nokia 6 last year was a very interesting phone, but there is a processor bump here. Instead of using the 400s, the Snapdragon 400s, we have a Snapdragon 600s series processor here. And as you can see, we have a full metal unibody here. Very nice. I really like the trim, the orange trims. This color combination is gorgeous. This does not look like a budget phone at all. Very beautiful. The Android One logo here. We'll take a look at that more in depth in a second. Let's see what else we have. We have a quick start guide. We don't need that. I mean, Android One, you really don't need to know much about it. It's stock Android at its best. Charging brick is a pretty big, hefty brick. And we should have a USB-C cable here. And we have some headphones. So they give us some headphones that are, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So that means we do have a headphone jack on this phone. And we have, let's open this up. This should be USB-C. And it is a USB-C cable. Cool, so let's move that aside. Taking a look at the phone, we have our Zeiss rear camera with a flash with a long little bar here. So Nokia has been partnering with them for all their phones since they came back. We have a fingerprint scanner, which is right dab on the center of the back. And this reminds me a lot of the Sony XZ2, which also had a fingerprint scanner similar to this in the center area. I think it's a little too low. It'll be interesting to try this out. But yeah, I think it might be a little too low. Then we got the Nokia logo, very clean looking phone, feels really nice. Android One. On the very bottom, we have a USB-C port and the speaker, bottom firing speaker. The left side, there is just the SIM tray. And then on the top, we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. For those of you who really want the headphone jack, we have that here. And then all the buttons are on the right side, the power button and the volume rockers. And these are not very distinct. They don't really come out much. They're actually really flat onto they're really leveled onto the metal. So you might miss them. But anyway, the front, we have the camera, the front-facing camera, and the 5.5-inch 1080p screen. Let's power this on. Okay, the phone is finally all set up. It did take a little longer than I thought it would. There were 2 updates already. So when you're using an Android One phone, you do have 2 years of Google updates, of security updates, and you're guaranteed updates. And so when you're setting up this phone for the first time, it did take a good maybe like 15 to 20 minutes to download all the updates. But yeah, let's check that out really quickly so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. We are actually on Android 8.1. and it's running the security patch for April already. So this phone just came out, and we already have that update. So pretty nice. It did take a little bit of time once again. But as you can see right here, this is as stock. Ooh, a lot of stuff already. Let's actually lower the brightness too, so it's easier for you guys to see. Here we go. But yeah, as you can see, this is very stock Android. Everything here is stock Android. That's what I love about Android One. So we took a look, Lita took a look at the Xiaomi Mi A1, which she called the spiritual successor of Nexuses. And I would actually take that a step further and say Android One itself is more like a spiritual successor for Nexuses, because you get what you kind of get on the Pixel, except the Google search bar is at the very top instead of at the app dock here. But that's a minor thing, not much of a difference. Everything else is basically exactly the same as a Google Pixel. And the great thing about Android One in general as well, no bloatware. You only get the Google suite of apps, and most of us Android users do use the Google apps. We use Google Pay, we use Gmail, we use Duo. Pretty standard stuff. I do see an FM radio that we don't normally have on a lot of, I guess, Western phones. But other than that, this is strictly a bare bones minimum phone. There really isn't much here. Camera app, let's check that out really quick. Okay, so the camera app is a little different from the Google Pixels, but once again, I mean, most camera apps basically operate exactly the same anyway. So the interface is very simple. Let's take a quick little shot, see how. Okay, so it's not the quickest shutter speed I've seen on a mobile phone. It'll be interesting to test this thing out. There is a pro mode as well, which is good. I'm going to have my thoughts on the camera in our full review, so be sure to come back for that. But yeah, I mean, in general, what I really like about this phone is that it is a stock Android experience with a very solid body. This thing feels like $1,000,000 or like $1,000. It feels like a flagship phone, and it's not a flagship phone. This is not a flagship phone. The pricing on this phone is pretty affordable. And the Snapdragon 630, we'll see if it holds up in our full review of this phone. So once again, I'm Alex of Hypno Tech, and that was just I love Android One unboxes because I don't really have to show off much in the unboxing videos. But yeah, this has been the Nokia 6.1 or the Nokia 6 2018 edition. We're gonna have a full review after a few weeks of testing this out. I'll see you guys then.
If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell button below so that you don't miss a single video in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!